In the last 10 years, I've created, sold, and watched my fair share of animation videos. And there's one mistake that I see over and over again. Unfortunately, it's not an easy fix. Because even though it's easier than ever to get your hands on an animation maker, it's still quite hard to create a strong piece of content. Although you may think that the tool itself makes you able to create videos, it actually doesn't. Just like a keyboard doesn't make you a programmer. Let's follow that comparison a little further. A programmer needs to learn programming languages and software architecture. In the same way, an animator who wants to make a nice video needs a script, so we also need to learn to write well and structure that writing in a logical way. So where do amateurs go wrong? The most typical mistake I see is to have the animations reflect what the voiceover says.
What? Isn't that what you've been preaching all along? Let the voiceover lead the way, ditch the storyboard and illustrate what's said.
Yes and no. I do believe you can skip the storyboarding step with these new drag and drop animation tools, because it's now so quick to change the content of your scenes. And when you tell a story, of course you show John walking down the street, if that's what the voiceover says. And yes, you should let the voiceover control the content and timing of what goes on in each scene. But when you present something informational, something that might even be a bit hard to wrap your head around, you should not just listen to the voiceover and mindlessly mirror those words in images. This isn't the best way to take advantage of the fact that you have a visual side to work with.
Is it a blog post?
Is it a podcast?
No, it's video. And that means you've been given the superpower of a visual side on top. How do you make the best use of that? You support what your voiceover says by coming up with visual representations that add on to what's being said. Show something that visually explains what you talk about. That's how you use animation. And when you master that skill, these new and easy to use animation makers become your best friend because they make it so easy to bring your ideas to life. I'll give you an example for some animations I made for my Explain Academy. The voiceover says, "What does make you an excellent explainer is the ability to simplify something complex, to structure your information, to write a great script, and to craft a strong video out of all that." Let me show you 3 different approaches to how you can illustrate this sentence. What I'd call an amateur animator would probably look at this voiceover and think of it as 4 simple bullet points and create a scene that shows them one by one. The experienced animator would turn up the notch a little bit and show this in a more conceptual way. Could be 4 circles with 4 headers and some images in each. This is better. But what I think you should strive for with your own sentences is something like this. You grab a pen and some paper and brainstorm on a few ways you could loosen up the meaning of what is said. What illustrations would not only show what I say, but expand on what I say. Not only represent these sentences one-to-one, but aid a fuller understanding than the sound alone can provide. That's how a professional animator would think about this sequence. And this is how I chose to visualize it in the end. What does make you an excellent explainer is the ability to simplify something complex, to structure your information, to write a great script, and to craft a strong video out of all that. As an amateur, you are welcome to use the wrong colors.
You can use horrible voiceovers.
And turn up the music as loud as you want, as long as you promise me to strive for animations that explain, elaborate, exemplify, where your visuals synergize with the voiceover and 1 + 1 becomes 3. If you're thinking,
that sounds a little difficult,
then try out one of these new AI animation tools instead that automatically create a video based on a voiceover. The tool listens for keywords and shows those words in the video. They are really great.
What does make you an excellent explainer is the ability to simplify something complex, to structure your information, to write a great script, and to craft a strong video out of all that.
If you don't think that was the best animation video you've ever seen in your life, you may want to pursue the skill set around becoming a complete explainer with all the creativity it takes. You could subscribe to this channel, hop on the Explain Academy, or get a couple of super simple and very practical methods to quickly get ideas for animations in this video right here. My name is Ruud Ries. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.